Assalamu alaikum. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Amma ba'du, fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Respected Sadr Sahab Ansarullah, Sabiq Sadr Sahab, distinguished guests, National Amla, brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. First of all, I would like to apologize. I've just seemed to have caught the flu or a cold, so if I do start coughing, please forgive me. And my topic speech is electronic and social media impinging upon one's life. The first thing I did when I thought about this was I had to refer to a dictionary and look up the word impinging, because while it shows a negative connotation, it could also look at something else. To find out if something is negative, you should consider everything about it. So hence, inshallah, I will try to go through a few different aspects of technology and social media. And I think it's fair to say it's quite logical. The first thing we should ask is, why is there speech at National Ijtema on technology and whether it's having a negative effect? And I say this to my son all the time, that there is a gap of knowledge. When I was young, I could pick up the mobile phone and operate 100 miles an hour, and I knew what to do. Now that I'm a bit older, it does take longer, and it does slow you down. So there's definitely a gap of knowledge that we, Ansar, need to make sure we can fulfill at all times. I also think when considering different aspects, you should always look at the benefits. You can't say something is harmful if you don't look at their benefits. And we all know the benefits of technology, the social media, the research. When I was young and I had to find something out, I would have to walk to the library, go and open an encyclopedia, ask somebody who might know. Now I can go to Google and search it. I sometimes wonder what life was before Google. It seems very strange, but now everything is about Google. If you need to find anything out, any communication with people, WhatsApp, Telegram, all the social media that exist, do provide a platform that can be used for good things. And we know in education how technology is being used and how it's benefiting people. We can also see organizations like Majlis Ansarullah coming out with apps to teach the Quran, to teach Salat, to teach different aspects of learning, how beneficial that can be. We see Khudamul Amdiya, different organizations coming out with websites that do benefit others and the wider world. We also can recall how Hazur, Ayatollah bin Nasr Aziz, has time and time again told us about the Tabligh and the potential that we can actually achieve by using technology. Now, going to the risks of using the internet, social media, technologies, there are many. But before I go through the logical ones, I remember when I was young, and Khalifa Rabi, Rahimahullah Ta'ala, used to tell the community, do not use the internet a lot. When I was young, I used to think, why not? The whole world is using it. Why can't we? But as Muslims, as Ahmadi Muslims, you accept. And now that I'm a teacher, and now that I teach in secondary school, I see the benefits our community has gained by that advice 15, 20 years ago, by the Khalifa of the time. I get horrified when I see the general public using technology with no boundaries, with no borders, doing whatever they want to do, whereas in our community, there is that consequence and making sure you don't use technology that isn't good. We know about how people lie over the internet. We know about viruses. We know about how pedophiles exist on the internet. Day to day in school, I have to deal with cases of people exhibiting inappropriate behavior on the internet. Day to day, I have to pick up students at the age of 10, 11, and they do not know how to use the internet. Yet, 15 years ago, when Khalifa Rabi Rahimahullah Ta'ala told us, do not expose yourself to the internet, and I was a young boy, I used to say, why? And now I know, 15 years on. Why? Because professionally, I now deal with it. Some tips, I suppose, are really important. Making sure as adults we know, excessive use. Even adults sometimes use the internet too much. Every second of the day on the phone, looking at everything. When I get to work, I turn my phone off. It's not available. Yes, now and then I can look at messages, especially if I'm expecting something important. But that obsession with technology, I'm missing something out. Somebody's just posted something on the internet. Oh, my Facebook status hasn't changed. Obsession, which I think, by Allah's grace, the community has been safeguarded from. Advice, I suppose, to parents would be, you need to know what children are doing online. Time and time again, people don't know what their children are doing. People don't know what husbands are doing, or even wives are doing. I've had cases in school whereby mother is downstairs, father is in his study, children are upstairs, and they're communicating through WhatsApp. We might laugh, but it happens. And it's unfortunate. And it's something us Ahmadis have to promote and make sure we tell people this isn't the right way. We need to talk to children. And it's really interesting how Huzur Ayatollah bin Nasir Aziz in his recent Jummah said, nowadays, when people want to read a story, they give a tablet to the child and say, Jao jaro karo paro ape khud. In the olden days, we used to sit with adults and go through stories, read them out with the adults. That seems to have broken away. Why? Because technology makes us brave, makes us think this is the answer to everything, when it isn't. Parental skills are there. Parental skills never change from day one. When I was young, I had to go for a bicycle ride. I used to say to my mother, can I go out? My mother used to say, who are you going with? How long will you be? Who's your friend? Where will you go? Nowadays, parents get scared because it's online. They think different rules apply. No, they don't. Who are you online with? How long are you going to be online? Where are you surfing? Just stick an E in front of the tarbiyat aspects, and that's electronic. So, while parental skills are there from day one, we have to remember they don't change, just with the use of technology. We have to make sure we empower children, empower each other, make sure we do use technology for the wisest use. So, just to end and make sure you all know what my answer is to the question, because it was a question, is the internet, social media impinging on one's life? I would say very simply, my answer would be, it all depends. It depends how you have raised that child, how you've raised yourself, how you have been brought up. If you follow the advice of the Jamaat, if you follow the advice of our Khulafa, and you follow the traditions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we can't go wrong. I heard Maulana Wasim Ahmad Fazl Sahib earlier on talking about how to behave with children. And while I was sitting down, I was saying, why is this different to technology? It isn't. You can use the same rules, same standards. Just because it's technology, you don't change. I would like to end by saying, I think role modeling is very important. Sometimes even in adults, I see it all the time. They're addicted to the phone, walking around with a phone like it's their best friend. Without the phone, you can't use anything else. Of course, it's very important. Of course, communication spreads with technology. Of course, social media, there are a large majority of people who are using social media. And we need to attract them to Ahmadiyyat from social media. But we should never use it so it impinges our lives. That was the title. How does technology, social media impinge our lives? It will only if you let it. Jazakallah for listening, and please remember the majlis in your prayers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.